Hello everyone and welcome to another video here on The Bonus Points. We are back doing very important work. We have already decided the 10 games that should belong on a PlayStation 2 Classic. Make sure you go watch that if you haven't already, because that was a fun, heated debate it ended up being to pick only 10 out of all the PS2 games. But yeah, we're going to have another difficult one now, because we're going to pick the 10 games that we think should go on a Xbox 360 Classic if Microsoft was ever to make one.
Yes, this one... It's a bit different this time because I don't think I was as into Xbox 360 as you were. So I've picked like more personal games.
Okay.
But some of those personal ones happen to be, you know, the big hitters. So
yeah, just to kind of go over where the mindset is for this, because we've got quite a few comments on the PS2 one saying, what about this game? What about that game? Like, we're not trying to pick the 10 best games that are on Xbox 360. We're trying to think, well, what would belong on a classic? What game is associated with 360, an exclusive? And then there's just a little personal edge because we're the ones picking it. So there's a small bias that we will also be applying, but personal bias to us.
Yeah, I do feel a little bit silly for forgetting Football Game on the PS2. That was the one that I got told about, and I was like, oh yeah, of course. Like,
yeah.
We are very stupid.
And we were also, I think we knew at the time we were wrong for not putting on Gran Turismo as well. We were just wrong there, but we both like Burnout, so what are you going to do? It's our list. Make your own.
Yeah. Right, so Xbox 360.
Yeah, how many do you have?
Go on, sorry. 15 again.
Okay, so I started off with 18, and then I was like, I'm going to cut it down to 15. So I cut it down to 15. And then I added 5 new ones, so I have 20. I struggled. But so I think some of these I just want to mention and we can put straight in the bin. We'll go through quick.
Okay. Do you want to do that first?
Okay, let's do some of those ones then. So this one I don't think it's going to hang, but I just want to do a mention of it. It's like going to be, it's like, it's rare, as in made by Rare.
Yeah, made by Rare, yeah. Okay. Well, put it in the bin. I'm not saying definitely no. So
we'll put them up.
Now.
But and then,
put them up. Yeah,
but they'll be ready to be knocked out. They'll be like on the edge like that.
Yeah. Maybe put it in number 10 slot.
Okay. For now. Ready to get pushed down.
Yeah.
Do you want to do one, or do you want me to do another one that I don't think will hang?
Yeah, maybe do another one. I've got one that I don't think will hang either, but I'll do it after yours.
Okay. Gosh, you know, I'm looking at it already, and I'm already struggling for ones that I don't think will hang. I'm not sure about this one. I know it's weird box art, but Forza Horizon. There's also Forza Motorsport. I was chatting to someone just before this, mentioning what we were doing, and he was saying, "Oh, you should do Motorsport instead of a Horizon." And I was like, "Oh, probably," but so I guess this could be either. Yeah. This is Forza.
Was it the Gardener?
It was.
Yeah.
Shout out to Josh if he's watching this.
Hello, mate.
I don't think he watches them, but he hears me mentioning them a lot, so I feel like he watches them through proxy.
Okay, so the one that I've got that I don't think is going to hang is Super Meat Boy.
So that is one of the ones that I had in my original, and then it was one of the ones I cut because there's some other smaller games I think are a bit more associated with 360.
Yes, I also have another one of those. Shall I drag that on?
Yeah, sure.
So this is the first one that I think may hang.
Braid. Yes, I had that.
I'm assuming yours was the same.
Braid, and also, not sure about this one as much, but Limbo as well.
I mean, if there was going to be 2 Xbox Live indies, it would probably be those 2.
Yeah, but I think Braid...
As in Limbo and Braid.
I think Braid wins, but there's another one which I think actually should hang. And if we're going to do all the little games, I think this has to be on. Geometry Wars.
Oh, it does have to be on.
It has to be on.
Okay, I've got one more indie game. Well, indie, in inverted commas. Downloadable game. That was very important to me, and I really enjoyed. And that's Res HD. And I associate that with the Xbox quite a lot.
Yeah, I just feel like...
It's personal to me. I played it a lot. It's the only game I've ever got 100% of the achievements.
Oh, I played it loads, but I think that's like Dreamcast game. That's the HD port. I think that's where it hurts. Yeah. Like Braid and Geometry Wars, like all of the others launched on 360, and some of them were exclusive.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fair. That's fine. And also, Res Infinite now exists.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I feel like
nothing
to do with the quality. Here's another at the time indie game that was going to 360.
I've got that on my list as well. Yeah.
I mean, does it have? I mean, it
Fair enough.
was huge. It sold 21 million copies on 360 alone.
I associate it with the 360. Yeah, I think it needs to.
Yeah, and obviously, it's for me personally. Like that's the version of Minecraft that I fell in love with and have put the most time into.
Okay. I mean, we've already got a pretty solid.
Yeah, I know. I'm
These are
looking at
games that
how,
I would play.
there's so many like ones that have to go on that haven't been brought up yet. Right,
I'm
do you want-
gonna
do you
put
wanna
a
go?
controversial one, but just
Okay.
because one of the other games on there is included in this, so we can get 2 for 1.
Is it Orange Box? Oh no,
Project Gotham Racing 4 includes Geometry Wars. So
the original Geometry
both.
Wars though, right?
yeah, but you still get it.
Do you
You
like?
still get it.
Was
Project Gotham
Pro-
Racing 4 is my favourite Xbox 360 racing game.
I feel like Project Gotham Racing, like culturally peaked on the original Xbox, and I feel like it like I feel like Forza kind of ate its lunch on 360.
But did Forza not culturally peak on Xbox One?
I think it's like culturally peaked on Series X. To be honest, I think it's like it has.
Yeah,
well, I
yeah,
think it
yeah,
hasn't peaked. You know, I think it's still going up. And Project Gotham
Yeah.
Racing's got a flat tire.
He's got to the pit stop. He's in the pit lane.
You ran out of fuel.
Okay.
I mean, I know we're talking about the 360 generation, but I think that like for original Xbox, that's a much stronger
Yeah.
argument than here.
Yeah, I mean, the Xbox 360 is definitely your wheelhouse. So this
Oh,
was just
my
like
wheelhouse?
It kind of feels.
You can't help yourself.
It kind of feels
You're
like
driving me crazy.
I've got to pump the brakes. Carry on like this. Yeah, I feel like the games that I played with Xbox 360 were slightly weird. So they probably.
Yeah.
I do have some heavy hitters though. Maybe I should bring up a heavy hitter and redeem myself a bit.
Okay.
Here we go. Boom. Gears of War.
Yeah, I mean that
Gears
we
of War
can't really
1.
just
That
we
has
can't
to
really
be on there,
discuss that. It's got to be. I mean, like, but one of the things I
gotta
didn't
be.
realize is that there wasn't like I associate the Xbox One generation as kind of being the exclusives drought for Xbox, but 360 like compared to PS3 was kind of struggling, but it kind of didn't matter because the third party support was so good and it was just the better hardware. So I think
Yeah.
it like no one really cared because there was so many good games. For example, this game, which even though it was obviously on PlayStation,
Ooh,
I feel like everyone
yeah.
associates with 360 just because the online was better, the better controller for shooters.
I've also got that on my list. So I
Yeah.
think that's a for sure
Well,
one.
now we're gonna have to everyone we add, we're gonna have to kick something out, or it's gonna have
Well,
to
some
go
of them
to
are
the
waiting
bottom.
to be. Some of them are waiting to be kicked. I think some of them
Yeah.
are just waiting to be kicked off.
That's
Super
true.
Meat Boy, looking at your little grinning face.
You won't be grinning soon.
Yeah, right. Let's get our cheeky little 3 for 1 out the way and get Orange Box on there, shall we?
Yeah. So I mean, also Orange Box was that on PC as well?
Yeah, it was on It was on PS3 too.
Yeah. So I know it was on PS3, but it was like kind of barely on PS3, like because Valve didn't make the PS3 version. It was a port by someone else, and it was just didn't run. So like, it definitely wins it for consoles, but I just don't know whether it's more PC than 360.
Maybe. I mean, I associate it with the Xbox 360.
Oh, me
And-
too. Me too. I'm trying to be
Yeah.
objective. Like, I think of like Team Fortress 2, and it's like, Team Fortress 2, like amazing game. It's like, well, the 360 version, like was launched with a bunch
It
of
was good
bugs
for a
that they
bit.
didn't fix.
We played it quite a lot, didn't we? We played it quite a lot.
Yeah, and
we
I
played Team Fortress 2 on
remember
Xbox
we played
an
it, and we-
unbelievable amount.
I remember us shooting through the floor outside the spawn to destroy things before the game started, and they never patched that. Like it was broken, and they never added content. And like on PC, they kept updating it. I'm saying, obviously, these are among my favorite games of all time for getting platform. Are they really 360 games, or are they just kind of games?
I think for the sake of this, it can at least knock off Super Meat Boy. And then
Okay,
we'll
it
see
can
if
hang
anything
around
else better
for
comes
a
along.
bit.
Yeah. We'll see if anything. Oh, I made it really small. There you go.
That's more appropriate, actually. Is
I
quite
didn't mean to
little.
do that. I didn't mean to.
So I might as well do this one as well now because it's kind of same sort of conversation. Left 4 Dead 2 is Left 4 Dead's a bit more. I mean, I played it on 360. That's where I played it, but I kind of think of PC and like mod support and
Yeah.
stuff.
I played it on 360 the most as well, and because it you could buy Left 4 Dead 1 as DLC, couldn't you?
Yeah, so you'd
is
have all the
quite cool.
maps. Yeah, that's why I chose 2, because it's basically like almost like just expansion for Left 4 Dead, really.
I think we need either Orange Box or Left 4 Dead.
I mean, I think between the two, it would be Orange Box. Because I think Left 4 Dead I even more associate with PC. So should I put Left 4 Dead down into the bin, I
Where
guess?
Orange Box is... No, you said you'd rather have Left 4 Dead, right?
No,
Or would you rather
Orange
have
Box.
Oh, you'd rather
Yeah.
Orange Box. Okay, then yeah, put it down.
Yeah. And once again, everyone, we're not picking the 10 best games. We're picking ones that would make sense on this classic. I feel horrible putting
it's
Left 4
getting
Dead
hard
down
already,
there.
isn't it? It's already getting difficult. I'm going to drop another Stone Cold classic as well.
Okay.
Here it comes. Fully associated with the Xbox 360, Bioshock 1.
Yeah, so, but you're not a fan.
No, but I did play it on Xbox 360. So and it's one of the games that when I was thinking about my time with the 360, that's one that I instantly thought of.
Yeah, I mean, of this era, I didn't have a PC or a PS3. So, like, every game of this era that was on 360, that's where I played it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, and I mean, definitely, we'll kick something off to keep it on. I'm not looking at some of the other games. I'm not sure if it's gonna hang around, just because
should
of
we
its
knock off Project
availability everywhere.
Yeah, I know. Project Gotham?
Yeah, we should get rid of one of the racing ones if you're happy with that. Like, I never played it, so
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. I mean, the ones that I really want to keep, I haven't put on yet. So
I know.
get ready for those.
I was saying, right, I'm gonna do some of those ones then. So, right, a game called Dark Souls.
Dark Souls. I associate that with PS3.
Yeah,
I
guess
played Demon Souls first, which was on
Yeah.
PS3. I played the Chinese version, like, before Dark Souls 1 came out, so I associate that with PS3.
Yeah, and I think
I was
obviously
definitely more of a PS3 player back in the day than I was Xbox 360 in the end.
I mean, we had Demon Souls and then obviously Bloodborne, PlayStation exclusive. I think that like people that really love those games might have a PlayStation to play that type of games, so they might have just played all of them on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine putting it straight down, but you know, I thought,
Straight out, straight
I mean,
in the bin.
it's within my top favorite games on 360. I didn't play it on 360. You know, I played it recently, so yeah, thought I'd mention it.
Okay. Maybe I'll leave my... No, let's bring one of these out now. So the three that I really want, this is the one that I want the least. But I think it's important to Xbox 360. It's Lost Planet. That was a launch game. A lot of people had it. It was very popular online. People playing online versus each other. Pretty good online system. Pretty good game. I associate it with the 360. It didn't even come to PS3 for ages until it got an enhanced copy.
What's it like if someone's going to play it now? Is it been supported? Can I buy it on PC and it runs good and stuff, or is it tied to 360?
It went for a long period of not running on PC because of Games for Windows Live.
Oh my god!
But
Yeah.
it is now fixed. It does now work. But yeah, to me, there's another game I associate that's quite similar to this. That's also Xbox 360. And I
Okay,
would
I
like
mean
this
you
one to go
can.
on.
I'm happy for you to get rid of like maybe Viva. I don't know if it's. I just feel it's because it's the only rare game that would make the list. Like Nuts and Bolts isn't gonna do the cut because it feels like I guess because
Yeah.
Viva Pinata is like first party game.
Yeah, I don't know if... I kind of think Rare's quite overrated, to be honest.
Yeah, I know, but we're like we think what would Microsoft do if they're doing an Xbox Classic thing? They're going to put a Rare game on it. Like they released like a Rare
They
collection.
might put
of,
Rare Replay. Oh, that was the Xbox One, wasn't it?
Yeah, but to be fair, if someone's going to play Viva Pinata, they're probably going to play it in that. So maybe that kind of hurts it. That it has had good
There you go.
support. Okay,
There you go.
It got a mention.
Right. It can go on there for now,
Yeah.
Lost Planet, and then you can move it off shortly.
It was also one of the
When
best
you add
like
something else.
it was one of the best early tech demos as well, which is
Yes, Lost Planet 1 is really good. I really like that game. I still play it pretty
I was
regularly.
talking about Viva
Oh, I thought you were
Pinata,
about Viva Pinata. Oh,
yeah,
right,
but was it Lost Planet?
well,
Was it
Lost Planet, it had the first ever object-based motion blur,
Oh, really?
like in a game. So yeah, so when you change your gun, just the gun blurs and stuff like that. If you throw a grenade, like just the
Okay.
grenade is blurred.
Yeah, it
So,
did look good. Then was it
that's
number
something.
2 where it was all like jungly and that looked beautiful as
Yeah.
well? I remember
Yeah.
playing the demo of number 2 a lot, but never the game.
Yeah, the MT framework engine that Capcom used on that generation was like so good.
Yeah.
All of their games run on that.
Right, okay, this is another personal one for me, if we're kind of keeping with that trend. I know you've not played it.
I've not played it, and also I
give
don't
that
associate it
little
with
look.
the Xbox.
I was really nice with you with Little Lost Planet, a game I've never played.
Lost Planet was a launch game. It was a launch game.
Yeah, I guess Dishonored.
Dishonored,
it was on.
it's like I don't even associate it with the Xbox. Like,
yeah,
I think of it more. Didn't PlayStation have some marketing thing with them as well? That's like Dishonored 2 was only PlayStation, or
possibly. I mean, it was on Unreal, so I'm sure it ran better on 360 because that's the way it normally went for Unreal games. But yeah, it was obviously, I think PC, it looked much better. So I mean, it's just definitely like, I mean, it's top 3 favorite 360 games for me, so I kind of had to mention it, but I'm happy to move it down.
Maybe you could get rid of Geometry Wars.
No, Geometry Wars, that's staying till the end.
What about Limbo? What about Limbo? Limbo's on everything.
Yeah, no, yeah, Geometry Wars, I'm saying. Oh, you saying
yeah, but I'm saying Limbo
over Limbo?
Could go and then,
yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it hang around a bit more.
Yeah. Oh, it's getting difficult now. I mean, this one is another one that I think has to go on. I'm not really fighting for it, but I feel like it has to go on. GTA 4.
So I ended up not doing any GTAs because I guess I'll put on now what I did. I did Red Dead instead. Just because
Red Dead instead?
Red Dead instead. Here we go. Just because I feel like loads of people played that on like PC and PS3, and I feel like Red Dead I kind of associate with 360 more.
And it didn't come to PC.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like the big GTA is GTA 5, which is, apart from pack-in games, was the biggest selling, the highest selling 360 game. But even that I don't associate with 360. I associate it with like later gen consoles and PS. You don't kind of tie it to a time period.
Yeah.
And I feel like Red Dead, I feel like in my head is tied more to this gen.
Red Dead in my head. I picked Red Dead instead. You're not rapping over there.
Oh, the Red Dead running through my head. Right.
I think Red Dead, you've made a good point for Red Dead. I'm not really fighting for GTA. I was just like, that needs to go on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even a huge Red Dead fan. Like, I played it and I completed it, but I know there's some people that love this game. Like, I'm not one of those, but I feel like it's a beloved game and I associate it with 360 more than GTA 4.
I think Lost Planet might have to go because we kind of got Gears. It's kind of a third-person shooter. It's got that covered.
Yeah, and that's had like a longer legacy on 360 and it's first party now.
Yeah,
because obviously, because Gears of War wasn't first party, was it?
No, you got your mention, Lost Planet.
Right, I guess I'll go. As soon as I've
No, you just did Red Dead.
Well, we did Red Dead and GTA together. It's just I know I have more, so I know you're going to end up running out, and then I'm going to have loads in a row.
Yeah, I just like some of the ones that I really want. I mean, there's 3 that I really want, and Lost Planet was one of them. But the least of the ones that I want was Lost Planet.
They're all getting their mention. Right, this is one I don't think you would have put on, but I think kind of should be on here.
I did actually write it, but then I was like, do you know what? I've not played it, and I don't want to just put it on there, and I've never even touched it. So,
okay.
But I do think it needs to go. Like that RPG needs to be represented. And
it was like a tech demo kind of for the 360. Like if you look at it now, it's kind of laughable, but like the environments, more so than like characters and stuff, and like the openness and like the physics of it and stuff. I think it kind of has to be on here.
Maybe Minecraft needs to go.
Let's get rid of Dishonored, I think, first. Okay. Yeah, I think Minecraft might, as much as like, I feel like people might have a go if we get rid of Minecraft, but I think Minecraft is like, it doesn't belong to
phone.
Yeah, it doesn't belong to a generation. It's just its own. It's like on everything now. So even though the 360 was a moment, because I think that's when like kids started playing it. Like that's when it kind of got associated as like a children's game, at least in like mainstream. I think 360 the ease of playing on 360, the fact that like a parent could buy a disc for their child, the fact that it had a tutorial in it, like it just made it so much more accessible.
Okay, another Stone Cold classic that I also love. So this is a double whammy. Resident Evil 5. That I associate that heavily with Xbox because of the demo. It came out with a pretty good demo that had 2 levels that you could play co-op online.
Yeah, and you would want
And
online.
I feel like that really helped that game get popular.
Is it on
But
PC?
It's on PC and PS3 and Xbox One. It's on everything, mate. It's like RE4.
Yeah.
It's on Switch. You can play it on Switch.
Yeah, is it tied
But I do
to...
associate it with Xbox 360.
I know, I mean, I associate Dishonored with 360, but I can acknowledge that that's not everyone's... that's not the general consensus is, the 360 game. And I
But
do feel with
Resident
Gears of
Evil
War
5
and stuff, it's...
Resident Evil 5 is the highest selling Resident Evil game ever. And it launched
Even
on the
more
Xbox
than the
360,
modern
so-
ones.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it launched on Xbox 360, so I kind of feel like it needs to be represented.
So I had fun playing through it co-op. I don't think it's an amazing game compared to even other Resident Evil games. Like I think the fact that it's co-op goes a long way for the fun. But I think as like a game within itself, I don't think it's the best Resident Evil, and I don't think it's hugely associated with 360 in the same way that Gears of War is,
Yeah,
for
that's
example.
true.
You know,
The Gears of War thing you said is right, but everything else you said is a complete nonsense. But I will concede on that.
I made it
because
very
of
clear
Gears
as
of
my
War.
personal opinion. I made it clear I enjoy it. I was respectful. I said personally, I don't think it's the greatest one. I don't think it's awful, but
Okay,
I mean,
it's in the bin. It's in the
compared
bin.
to other ones.
A lot of people are going to be like, it needs to be on there. I hope you saw the comments, by the way. Everyone's saying they loved Outrun.
Yeah, but they didn't clarify. I liked Outrun on the PlayStation 2. I had no
true.
argument about Outrun. It's just that's not associated with PS2. Someone said Outrun. The first thing people don't think of is, oh yeah, PS2.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to get a couple out because you got more than me?
Okay, so another one. I don't know if you kind of even thought of this one, but an exclusive first-party game.
Oh, no, those games aren't that good, are they? Anymore?
I mean, it would
They're pretty bad when they came out, weren't they?
it would be on the console. Like you can't say like think of how much easier like are they going to put this on or like actually I guess they own I was going to say Oblivion but I guess they own them now. Like they're going to put this on above Red Dead or BioShock where they have to go strike up some deal and pay royalties or something. Like they just own this.
Well, yeah. I mean, Forza Horizon is owned by them and it's delisted.
Yeah, that's because it's
'cause
got licensed cars and stuff.
And music. So that would also be quite a tricky one to get back.
I mean, should it be on instead of Oblivion?
Fable 2? No. Those
I'm not
games
saying
aren't
it's
good.
I'm not saying that it's not as good. I'm just saying that's what like
I think Oblivion
it's,
would be more popular. Like, although I guess people that play it are probably like, oh no, you play the PC version with mods. You don't play the console version.
Yeah,
Whereas Fable, you
the 360 version's kind of. I mean, there was the PS3 version, which is very broken. But I kind of feel bad saying it because I know 4J Studios worked on the port. But like, you know, both versions, you know, they don't run incredibly well. I mean, it's really impressive for what it is. I mean, I completed it, so you know, but I guess that's kind of just those games in general, right?
Yeah, I just don't. I'm 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I've
Yeah.
not played either of them. I think Fable's quite embarrassing, so I don't know if I would want to include it. Like in my mind, it's like really cringe-inducing. Like, oh, all right, let's go for a beer. Like these like horrible characters.
You're not wrong. It had a few. It had some clever ideas in it. It had some stuff that I like. It had like this one in particular. This is my favorite Fable. I have played all three of them, and like this is, I think the best. I mean, that's why Fable 3 isn't on here. And I think that it's very associated with 360. And as you said, if someone's going to play Oblivion, like they're not going to play it on the 360. They would want to play like a PC version of it, or like a remastered version, or something like not the 360 version. That might be hard to go back to.
I think Geometry Wars, Oblivion, and Forza Horizon are all looking like they might need to go. I think Man on the Street, I'm imagining in my mind saying, like, what's your favourite 360 game? I don't think anyone's saying, oh, Geometry Wars was a big part of that.
I mean, that was like
Braid is there. Braid is representing the indie.
I just feel, oh man, like I did not think that you would be fighting to get Geometry Wars off. Like, I mean, I
I like
personally played
Geometry
it
Wars,
loads.
but I don't. Yeah, me and you played it, and then I don't think anyone else did. Like that, we know, but we played it. We liked
Okay.
it, but
If it goes,
also they made 3 of them, and the third one didn't do that well.
no, yeah, well, that's why this is the one. This was that was Geometry Wars time on like I feel like everyone just owned it. I swear, like, I can't even remember buying it. Did they give it for free or something?
I don't know. I definitely bought it. I bought it with Microsoft points. We should have put a points card.
Yeah, just cover
You
every
used to have to
game.
buy them in a DVD case.
And there are some other games like that, things like Castle Crashers as well, and
I had Castle Crashers. And I swapped it for Super Meat Boy.
yeah, there were a lot, but I realised that they weren't going to beat Braid and Geometry Wars. Can we just hop? I think it needs to replace Oblivion actually.
Okay.
As much as I prefer, I've completed both these games. I think Oblivion's a better game, but I think Fable is just way more tied to 360. I think it should go there at least for now.
Yeah. Okay, I've got one that I'm just going to move straight into the bin because there's no way you're going to allow it. But for me, tied to Xbox 360 is Dead Rising, which was a launch game as well and not on PS3. So it was only on Xbox 360.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
that is a great one. I feel like it can't. There's a lot of third-person shooty games on here. I'm realizing.
I mean, there's a lot of first-person shooters too, though. To be fair,
Yeah,
COD,
we haven't even
Orange
put the
Box,
big one on.
Bioshock. Oh God, yeah, I've got that. I've got that. Shall I just put that one in now?
Yeah, which one
There
are
we
you
go.
doing? Yeah, okay. So what are we getting rid of? It's got to go on, right? Should we get rid of Minecraft?
Yeah, or Forza.
Because if it's like the point is that you're buying this as a classic console, like you already own Minecraft on something, like that's where you're playing. You're not going to make a new world. You might for a little bit to go like, oh, I remember these menus or whatever. But if you're going to play Minecraft, you're going to play it on whatever modern console you have, or your phone, or your fridge, or your microwave, or whatever else you have it on.
Yeah.
So I feel for that reason,
convinced. I'm
for
convinced.
that reason, it shouldn't be on. I'm just preparing myself because we're going to get comments about that, I think.
Okay, well, it's off now. But also, like, don't forget, Halo 3 is in the Master Chief Collection.
True, but it's so heavily associated with 360.
Yeah.
Like so like Minecraft was out before the 360 came out, you know? Like I think so.
I'm still looking at Geometry Wars and Forza Horizon and thinking not so much. But then halfway through the generation I changed to PS3.
Yeah.
I think I was on PS3 before Forza Horizon even came out.
There's a lot more big exclusives on PS3. Like that would have been, I think it would have been much more about exclusives on PS3 because they were like the best games.
There's 3 Uncharted games
Yeah.
on PS3.
Right, do you want me to go?
Yeah, I've only got one more, I think. So
Okay. See what you think of this. Don't know if it's going to hang, but
ooh,
360 exclusive, another third-person shooter.
Yes.
Oh, where'd it go? Oh, there it is.
Yes, I definitely think that should be on there.
I mean, and it's the one because it had 2 sequels that people didn't like as well. So that is the Crackdown. This is the one that people would want to play.
Maybe it takes over Forza Horizon. You can drive in it.
Are we fine having no? I guess 360 wasn't really associated with driving games as much. You know, there was just Forza, and then I feel like obviously you had Gran Turismo on PlayStation. Is it okay just not having...
And also, like, if you're like bang into racing games, you probably play Gran Turismo, not Forza. No offense to Forza Motorsport heads, but
yeah, I feel like this was the generation where that it kind of switched. It would always be like, you can't play Gran Turismo, so, you know, mum's got a Forza at home in the fridge, you know? But I feel like that's gradually switched. It's now the other way around, I feel.
Yeah.
Maybe. So I played the demo of Crackdown. I never played it. So this is all on you. I have no personal connection to Crackdown or anything.
I finished the game.
So yeah, this I'll leave this all up to you, as long as you don't touch Geometry Wars.
I mean, yeah, it was definitely a good game. It was fun. I finished it. It came with a demo of Halo 3, so a lot of people had it.
Yeah, the beta for Halo 3.
Owned it.
I played that.
I played it online co-op as well. You played that? Okay.
Around my mate's house. I played
Maybe we could get rid of Halo. Why don't we get rid of Halo 3 and just put Crackdown and get the demo?
It's like, I'm the only person who played Halo 3, but then like played a demo of Crackdown. I did it the wrong way around.
I think Crackdown needs to go on. I think one of those indies needs to go. Geometry Wars or Braid.
Can we get rid of Forza first?
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it would be
Mate,
Geometry Wars.
I know
that
it's like
goes.
all your games are going, but you've got more than me, so that's why.
I'm trying to do what I'm trying to just do what's right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's put Dishonored back up.
Right. My last one then, which is just going to have. It doesn't matter what I say; it's never going to go on. It's Ultra Street Fighter 4, because this generation, not necessarily just the Xbox 360, but also the PS3, like Ultra Street Fighter 4 was what Ultra Street Fighter 4 was like revived for the fighting game genre, and like so many other fighting games came back or were released because this did so well. So that's why I'm including it.
I owned it on PS3, so I associate
Yeah.
it with PS3, and I feel like it was pretty equal. Like I feel like it's not associated with 360 strongly.
No, the only thing that was 360 exclusive was Virgin betting. You could bet on your own matches through Virgin's website.
Oh,
Earn
great.
money.
Oh, brilliant. Make sure we
that's
include
it.
this edition then. We don't want to miss out on that. Yeah, so
Is that insider betting if you're betting on yourself? Is that... I bet I'll lose.
So nothing against the quality nothing against the quality of the game, but not a
Yeah.
strong association with 360, I think.
Okay. So yeah, the ones I wanted on Resident Evil, Lost Planet, Street Fighter 4. None of them
Okay.
have got on. So
Right, I'm going to do a double whammy here because I don't know if either of these will make it on. Because,
Okay.
but two great games, but I'm not 100% sure on the 360 association. I feel like Assassin's Creed I associate more strong, and that like spawned the Assassin's Creed franchise. Like this is why I remember before the 360 came out, I had a magazine and they had like a featurette about Assassin's Creed, and like they had like a giant screenshot of like the character high up above like the town,
Yeah.
and it was like a
Yeah.
double spread, and I was like looking at the detail of the crowd, and I was just, and then it was like, this is what games on Xbox like 360 could look like, and I was like, oh my god, like if it can look anything close to, and it did look like, it looked amazing, and so it feels like for me that was like one of the first, look, this is a next gen game, this is a leap
Yeah.
from like the previous generation.
a leap, nicely done. I actually had this on my list as well, but I removed it because I thought you'd probably have it.
Okay.
So I just like, I could give that one up. There's also another game, another Ubisoft game that I had on mine that I don't know if you've got, which was Far Cry 3.
Oh, so that was in my original list, and then I cut it out. I feel like just because the way the franchise has carried on, like I feel like that obviously revolutionized the Far Cry like franchise. It's the first one they did, and it set a format. But then the format's been done so much. Like, why would you go back to the first one of it? Because
Is that not true of Assassin's Creed?
yes, it is. Yeah, that is very. I mean, not now because they're like RPGs now. Like they're not.
I've only ever
games.
played the first one. I've only played that one. I didn't finish it.
Yeah, so
I
like
haven't played any
Origins
of
and
the other
Odyssey and Valhalla, they're like just straight RPGs now with like weapon stats and stuff. Now they're not action games anymore. But yeah, I mean, then there's Batman.
I would
as well.
take Assassin's Creed over Fable.
Well, tell you what, I'm gonna add another game. I know we've not even put these on because there's an
Okay,
there's
Batman. I'm just not. I don't think Batman. I'm not that bothered by Batman at all. So that can go or I'll go straight in the bin. I don't care.
So for your argument of things like Doom, like I think Batman was hugely inspirational on like so many people copied its style of combat, and I think it.
But I don't like the combat in that game.
I kind of like
Like
it.
that's
So-
what's annoying. It's like I remember I was playing Yakuza at the time, and then I moved to Batman, and I was like, this is so easy because you're not really fighting. You're just like looking for the lightning bolts and pressing Y, and then
yeah, I think
and then
the
every
thing,
game that came out after it was go on. Sorry.
yeah, I was just saying the thing with Batman is I think graphically it was an amazing looking Unreal game, and I think it looks like 360 generation, like that Unreal
it
Engine
does,
3.
yeah.
And then I think it was really influential with the combat. It had great exploration, and then like the stealth was amazing, and like going around on the gargoyles and stuff. Like I feel like it kind of set a standard for action games of that style. Then obviously it had a great sequel on 360 as well with Arkham City. If the one was going to go on, I think it would have to be the first one. But I'm fine for it to be in the bin. But that's why I bought it up.
Arkham City was on Xbox 360.
Yeah, And then
That's
Arkham
crazy.
Knight.
How
is
did that
Xbox
run?
One. Yeah, well, you look at Arkham Knight. Look at footage of that compared to like modern games. Like for like an early Xbox One game, like it looks insane. Like it looks so good.
Yeah,
it looks better than Suicide Squad, to be honest. Like artistically, like I'm sure you know the resolution is lower or whatever, but it looks amazing.
So is Assassin's Creed going on?
I think not probably, but I think it. If we had 15 games, like I think it would belong on one of these, but because our list is so tight, probably not.
Yeah.
But
I'm trying to get in the mindset of like, oh yeah, I've got one of those Xbox classic consoles. We should play Call of Duty split screen, and that'll probably go down really well.
yeah,
And then being like, oh yeah, come over. I've got an Xbox 360 classic. We can play Braid. I don't know if it would.
but come over,
so
we can play Geometry Wars. That's sounding a bit more.
I don't
appealing.
know. I don't think so. I don't know. Crackdown, I did a lot of pass the pad on that.
Yeah.
I played with someone else. So.
Crackdown's quite arcadey, but there's another RPG which I think needs to go on as well.
Okay, let's see it.
Mass Effect. That's a exclusive.
Ooh. Yeah.
It was huge.
Oh, yes. Oh, dear. We're running out of space. Rapidly running out of space, aren't we?
Should it go instead of BioShock because it's exclusive?
Fable.
Fable's also exclusive.
Yeah, but
You just don't like the game, so you want to get rid of it.
I don't like the game. I've never played Mass Effect, but you know, that's.
I mean, Mass
although
Effect's
Mass Effect
better
did
than
get
Fable.
re-released recently, didn't it?
Yeah, and there
Look,
was
I'll tell you
like a trilogy collection with like all three of them.
It's an RPG. It's better than Fable.
All right,
There you go.
on then. Okay, as long as I can keep Geometry Wars, deal.
You can
Deal.
keep Geometry Wars.
I-
How many
I-
more have you got to put on? Because I can't.
Well, I don't know how many actually. Is that all of mine? What was that? Fable 2, Dishonored, Dark Souls, Crackdown, COD 4, Braid, Batman. No, that's it. That's all I've got.
That's it. Okay. Right. Well, straight away, I think Crackdown and Red Dead probably too similar.
Okay. I mean, I think between
So
the
maybe,
two, Crackdown has to win because of exclusivity.
Yeah, I do as well. Although it's not on PC, is it? Red Dead.
No, but
It is on Xbox One.
and it is on PS3, and I feel like Rockstar have an association with PlayStation more than Xbox, just from historically with like GTA, like GTA 3 and stuff.
All right, maybe Red Dead comes off, and maybe Forza goes back on.
Are we doing that out of just obligation for a racing game?
Maybe.
I guess that's kind of in the spirit of it.
Yeah.
And then, so how many?
Crackdown.
So we got two. No, we got 4 third-person shooters and 3 first-person shooters.
I kind of feel like first-person shooters really flourished on the Xbox 360 though, so maybe that's not so bad.
Yeah, I feel that's kind of fair enough. I guess that is the generation where they got hugely popular.
COD 4 and Halo 3.
Yeah, I think it needs them both. They were both so.
But then does it
huge.
also need Halo 3 and Gears of War?
I feel like there was so.
I think if any of them come off, I think it would be COD 4 because that's been re-released recently. So
Yeah, there was a full remake of it. It's just so like it was
Yeah.
just like it was like the biggest thing ever. Like that, and then Modern Warfare.
I
2.
know. It is
Like
yeah.
it was just such a gigantic thing that it feels kind of. You know, it feels like that's like, oh, we're doing an N64 classic. We got to have GoldenEye. You know, like it feels like that level.
Or maybe none of us can make a case for Gears of War.
I think the fact that they're still. I mean, it has had a remake. It did get remastered was it for Xbox
It did
One?
get remastered, yeah. And
Well, it
also
wasn't
when
even-
I
it was a
played it
remake.
again,
Yeah.
when I played it again recently, I didn't think it was very good. It really washed over me, like the brownness and the gruffness, and
I think it was another one though where it was like when you first saw footage for it, and it was like, oh yeah, this is the graphics of next gen. Like this looks better.
I actually remember the first thing I saw of it, like the first bit of him hiding when he threw a grenade over, and I was literally like, I can't believe this is a game that I can play.
Yeah, no, I remember as well. I think I've actually mentioned one of these videos. I was with one of our friends, like one of our school friends, Joe Dunn, and he was he was excited about it, and he like showed me a video, and like for a while it was weird for 360, like early 360. I didn't get one for a while. I just kind of wasn't playing any video games. There was just a weird gap. But then I remember him showing me that, and I was like, oh wow, like that's what games are going to look like on the 360. Like maybe I should pay attention to it. I feel like Gears.
The first 360 game, the first one that I played was actually Dead Rising. Our other friend had it. I don't know if you remember, he had that rubbish HD TV that was like huge, had a huge back. And he had Dead Rising on that, and I was like, I can't believe how good this. And he also had it like really blue tinted. It was just like, what? You've obviously set this up wrong.
I feel like if we told someone, oh, I've just got the Xbox 360 Classic, and they said, is Gears of War on it? And we were like, no. They'd be like, what?
Like, say yes.
But if we said, if they said, is Orange Box on it? And we were like, no. And he'd be like, oh, that's a shame. It would have been cool if it was, but they wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, let's take Orange Box off. I'm convinced.
Yeah, okay.
I'm convinced that needs to come off.
So we got a bit of room here for Fable to climb back. That to me, people would be surprised that Fable's not on it.
I don't know. I don't really know anything about the series. Like, I'm assuming that no one liked it and it was pretty rubbish, and I don't really know much about it. So I only played Fable 1.
Let me look up Fable 2 Metacritic. But it being exclusive is a real big and they really like took it under like Xbox's wing and were making like spin-offs. And they wanted, they'd want to make a film of it. They're making a new one now. Like they really care about that franchise. So it's got an 89 on Metacritic.
That's high. Did it sell that many?
I'm not sure. My guess is probably around like 3 million or something, but let's see. 3.5.
Pretty high.
Yeah, for a console exclusive as well.
It's not the 21 million that Resident Evil 5 sold, but it's not far off.
What, on 360?
Probably between 360 and PS3.
Yeah. I mean, like things I'm not even in love with Fable 2, but I just feel like for a classic
it needs to be
Xbox 360, I think it kind of should be there. And it has got some cool stuff like where you like the whole way through, there's like I'm going to spoil Fable 2, so skip ahead if you don't want to be spoiled with this old game. Like the whole way through is like the villain is basically like the king, and they're really evil, and then you somehow get rid of them, and then you become king. And you realize the reason they've been being really mean is because there's this big threat coming, and so they've had to like overtax everyone and like get loads of money and like not help anyone because they needed to save up money and prepare for this big evil thing that they didn't know was coming. But then you are the king, and then you have to make these tough decisions of, oh well, am I going to take away this poor farmer's land because I need it to save the world? And so there's some clever ideas in it, I think.
That is a bit cooler than I was going to give it credit for.
And then there's this bit, so you have like this, so you get to like go to like your money vault and you see your money physically as like a Scrooge McDuck pile of gold coins.
Yeah.
And there's like a chest at the very bottom of the room and a key at the top of it. And the only way you can open the chest is you have to get so much money to climb up it to get the key, and then you have to lose all your money to unlock it. Like, it's got a lot of things like that. It's got John Cleese. Cool. John Cleese is your butler. Like it has some interesting things, and it has things like you can have a family, and like you buy a house and you raise a kid, and they actually grow up. And it was early for same-sex relationships. You could fall in love with anyone. Then you could buy property. You could like buy a pub, and then you'd like earn money for like as the pub earns money and stuff. Like it had like a whole economy, and it was all a bit janky. Okay, it was all a bit broken, but it was ambitious and interesting.
Okay, I'm convinced on Fable 2. You've turned me around on it. I thought it was just like, oh, mister, is that your wonky house? Like,
it is a bit like, oh, hello, chicken chaser. It is absolutely that. But it's an exclusive game, and I think it's beloved to Xbox and a lot of people that played it. And I think it would be a weird thing to not include on this list.
Thing to admit.
Yeah, and then put a third-party game on.
Maybe we should do a little role play, because you got me thinking about it when you were like, oh yeah, I've got that new Xbox, does it have Gears of War? So could you imagine someone saying this? Oh, that new Xbox hasn't got Geometry Wars. You'd be like, oh yeah, that's fine.
I feel like Geometry Wars is so associated with it. Like I don't know why. I think it was bigger than you thought. Shall I look up, see if there are sales data?
I am on the edge of my seat.
I don't know if there's any sales data I can find.
I just don't look. Braid or Geometry Wars, I think, has to go. One of them has to move.
I mean, if one of them stays, it will be Braid. But
Yeah, I think
what are you putting
that's-
above Geometry Wars?
Well, I mean, there's lots of things that could go on. Red Dead, RE5, GTA, Left 4 Dead. There's no Valve games on there. Not Res, as much as I love Res HD. Not Super Meat Boy either.
I mean, what about Minecraft back on?
Yeah. People
So-
might appreciate a little simple version of Minecraft that they can plug into their telly.
Yeah, and I think there's enough unique about that version that it is, like I think it would be kind of fun going back to be like, oh yeah, it doesn't even have this, and oh, it's like this old version. Like I almost want it to be like the launch version without any updates,
Yeah.
where like you can't sprint
Yeah.
and you have no hunger bar and like the old tutorial world. I think there's value in that. I do think Geometry Wars fits the whole little box under your TV, quick plug in and play, because that's what the game is it's basically like a roguelike almost.
Well, maybe it beats Braid then. Although actually, they do kind of sit together quite nicely as well. That's the third angle. They are quite nice together, aren't they? Because Braid's got a bit more to it.
Yeah, Braid was like an early like arty game on 360 where there weren't many. And also I think Braid is like the first, I think, giant hit of Xbox Live Arcade, and I think that opened the door and got a lot of people's attention. And like I remember the first time seeing gameplay of it, like I know it doesn't seem that special now, but just the whole reversing time feature, it was like, wow, that's such like I think I remember like showing my dad, like, look how cool this is, like and him probably not caring. Like
Your dad was like, "You're always a disappointment to me, son." Just walks off.
He just said, "Get a job," and shut the door.
Yeah, get a job.
But like, I think because indie games, like 2D platformer indie games, are like, there's 10 released every week now. Like, so it, like, I feel like they've become like almost a genre within themselves. But I feel like Braid was the first big hit of one of those that kind of opened the door for a lot of people. It was made by basically one person. Like, it's a cool, unique story.
Yeah, maybe we should keep. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is the lineup.
Yeah, I feel like we kind of got there quite. I think we were both expecting there to be like another thing I was going to put up, but I got through a lot of my 20. We doubled up on.
Yeah, I think Resident Evil. I mean, no, I can't believe there's no Capcom games on there, because this was like they were so good in this generation at the beginning. They had so many good games come out in a row.
Yeah, I think if one would go on, I think Dead Rising. I think that's another one I remember seeing in a magazine and seeing like the crowd of zombies and being like, "Wow, look, there's like 50 zombies on screen," and properly on screen, not like 5 zombies and then like a colorful blur behind them. Like,
yeah, and even Left 4 Dead references Dead Rising. Even they always have their like references to. Sorry,
with the achievement, do you mean? Sorry.
Well, it's written on the wall, isn't it? Like, I killed 66,000.
Yeah. But it was an achievement as well, because it would be Dead Rising would say how many you got to kill, and then Left 4 Dead would like one up it. Like, you'd have to kill one extra to get an achievement. Yeah, I mean, I think Dead Rising, like, so was that's exclusive completely, yeah? Is it?
It's on new consoles now. Since the Xbox 360, it's been ported, but during that generation, it was only on Xbox.
I mean, should that go over BioShock?
No. People love BioShock.
But BioShock was on PS3.
No, I'm not going to put my name to that. Even though I want Dead Rising to go on there, I don't want to be the guy that took BioShock off. Sorry.
What about compared to Crackdown?
Same with Crackdown. I think if we could go over anything, it would be Geometry Wars, Forza Horizon, probably the two that I think people probably have fonder memories of Dead Rising when they do those two games.
Yeah, I mean, because I didn't play Crackdown, and I think let's keep Forza on because it is like the only racing game. But you can interchange that out with whenever you get yours. There's a switch on the back whether you get Horizon or Motorsport. That's just all Forza is considered there.
Was there any other racing games that generation that were like massive? There was like Blur,
the Burnout Paradise.
one.
I feel like that did all right.
Yeah, but I never thought that was as good as Burnout 3.
I
always
mean,
thought 3 was better.
Need for Speed always people forget about it, but they continue to sell really well. All the Need for Speed games. I'm sure there was a few of them. Do you remember Split Second?
That's the one I was trying to remember just now.
Yeah,
Split
I mean
Second.
it didn't sell well, but that was a great game. That was fun.
I've got one more game I've just thought of. I'm just finding a picture of to bring it in. As if we needed any more.
Yeah, you're not solving any
more
problems
games.
here, Ollie.
I don't know if you'll listen. I associate this with Xbox 360, and I think a lot of people do as well. Earth Defense Force 2017.
Only on Xbox 360, it says on the box
Yeah,
there.
it says it right there. In yellow and white.
So I never really got. I think I played these with you a bit, but I never really got into this series.
That's all you need. You don't need to get into it. Like, that's it. That is it.
I feel like the last
Maybe it's
thing
like
we
last
need.
bastion of the budget. Last bastion of the weird budget game.
I feel like the weird budget games come back, but they're just like downloadable, like 20 quid games rather than like one sold in boxes. Like it was weird buying a box of a new game for like 19.99. That was like a novelty.
Yeah.
But I feel like now it's just prices vary on the store and you kind of never know what a game's going to be. I think if it was a different genre, like if that was like a tennis game or something, then maybe I'd say fair enough.
If it was a tennis game,
Well,
with the
'cause we've
same
got-
concept.
If it was like,
Some box.
I'm just saying we got so many third-person
I know,
shooters.
yeah.
Like it's not going to kick off like Gears of War.
It's like, oh, I've got the new Tin Henman game. Like, oh yeah, I better load up.
I mean, we haven't got like FIFA or like Madden or anything.
know.
But I feel like we're just not.
NBA.
Yeah, we're not the 2K or whatever. We're just not the people to talk about that. So,
Yeah, I did feel also a bit silly about not including SSX last time and NBA Street PS2 games.
yeah, I mean SSX in particular.
SSX 3 on Xbox 360 was pretty good.
Yeah, and it's a sport
Can
game.
we do this to ourselves anymore? Or do we just need to stop?
I think there's a lot of other ones that would make sense if it was like more games. I don't think we're missing anything obvious that would have replaced one of these. Like, I think there's better games that were on Xbox 360, but they were all either on other platforms or not so associated with 360.
Yeah. Except for Dead Rising.
What do you mean?
Well, it's only on 360. Until now. Now
yeah,
it's
but
on
I don't know.
consoles,
I mean, I would if you wanted to switch it with Crackdown, I would be happy with that. But I'll leave that up to you. It just means you can't moan about not being Capcom because it's in your hands. I didn't play Crackdown. I played Dead Rising. So for me,
All right. Well, if it's in
pick
my
it.
hands, I would put I still play Dead Rising today. I don't play Crackdown anymore. So
Okay. I'm so sorry, everyone who was happy about Crackdown being there.
oh, and sorry to the one person about Geometry Wars. Like, if we have to take that off.
I feel like
Oh, you're actually recording the video with me. That's weird.
I hope I get some comments back up here. I mean, I will now because I'm asking for them. There'll be comments about it either way, but I don't know on what side they're for.
I think we've got our lineup then.
God, this was hard. I mean, dude, should we do a PS3 one as well?
I would feel a lot more confident with the PS3 one because I was definitely more of a PS3 player.
Yeah, and I think there was just stronger exclusives. I think they were different enough that we can do them different, and I think that having COD 4 on this one makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, a lot PS3 now. My mind's racing. Like there's so many we could include for PS3.
Okay, well that would be a conversation for another time. But this is it, locked in. The 10 games. Do you want to just list them off?
Yes, you and your friends can get together and play Braid, Geometry Wars, and Split Screen Halo, Bioshock, Gears of War, Call of Duty 4, Mass Effect, Fable 2, Dead Rising, and Forza Horizon. Oh, also, I think... Sorry, go on.
I was just saying that now you read them off, I'm just thinking, because Fable 2 wasn't that good. I don't know if it should be on here.
Are you joking?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I could have throttled you then! Dead Rising is quite a good one for like when you got your mates over and you're like, oh, did you look at this mental game that we used to play? It's like hundreds. It still looks good now. Like,
what can you dress up as and what weird weapons can you use and stuff? Yeah, I'm happy that Dead Rising's on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, I guess that's we're all done then. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Stamp of approval. Of course, if there's any games that you would have put on yours, feel free to leave them as a comment down below. Or if you think that we've done good, then give us a thumbs up. But yeah, apart from that, that's going to be the end of this one here. We'll be back doing maybe PS3, maybe a more modern generation, but we'll do at least one more of these. So hopefully you've been enjoying them. But that's the end of this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all later. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Just gonna delete it.
You don't
Not even moving it. Delete it.